welcome to the NUFC January exit transfer window video, or something like that. If you haven't seen the first one where I picked out targets that Newcastle will definitely not sign, the likes of Miguel Almiron, who we've been linked with, who we should definitely sign, but might actually still there, so we definitely won't sign. That video is already out, that video is done already. This one is looking at the players who Newcastle are going to sell this January, which is a lot more realistic. And we'll start off with the two goalkeepers. I'll just get these two out of the way. Rob Elliott and Freddie Woodman. Rob Elliott has been deemed surplus to requirements. He didn't even make the bench in the FA Cup. We even had young'un Woodman playing and another young'un, he was only 15, that Harker, he was on the bench instead. So it looks like Rob Elliott's time on Tyneside is coming to an end. Signed by Pardew years ago, I think it was 2011. He's been a good servant to the club, Rob Elliott. He's done decent when called upon. He is an Irish goalkeeper. Not amazing, but I think he has done a very good job. And considering the price he was signed for, like 1 million, one and a bit million, he's done a very good job at the club. And he's a top man. I've met him before. He's a great bloke. So he's raised his family here now. He's had a Ben who's an adopted Geordie. So shame to see him go, but football moves on. He's getting on now. He's getting into his 30s, and the goalkeeping department is somewhere that Newcastle is blessed in, considering we've got Dubravka, bargain buy ever, best, cheapest signing ever by a country mile, ever. And then we've got, Darlow's already on his day. He's prone to mistakes, but he's also, I could even throw him in there, to be fair, because he's been linked with a move to Leeds, hasn't he? But I think Rafa wants to keep him. So Elliott can go. Woodman needs a loan. That's been highlighted. Freddie Woodman needs a loan again. He was out on loan to Scotland at Kilmarnock last year, and was seen, for me, just wasn't ready in the game against Blackburn. Silly decisions like punching instead of catching, and he just needs more game time, doesn't he? Because it's a huge gulf in class between the under-23s to professional football, so he needs to go on loan to a championship team, even League One, something like that. Get some more game time, come back stronger, because he's shown how good he is at his level, winning the Golden Glove at the World Cup, but he needs to start mixing it with the big boys. And now he's getting frustrated that he's lack of game time. Rafa feels harsh on him, but he can't do anything because of how good Dubravka is, and then even Darlow and Elliott are really good standby keepers to have. So I think Newcastle are going to free up the wage bill a little bit and listen to the players and give them some game time and let them leave, basically. So Elliott and Woodman will probably leave. Elliott probably sold, Woodman probably loaned in January. And you couldn't even rule out Darlow getting hired into that, to be fair. Another one who may as well not be at Newcastle. Haven't seen him in ages. Don't even know if he still exists. Achraf Lauzon. Shite. So bad. He was meant to move on the deadline day in the summer, but the Italian club pulled out. Now he's linked to going back to another Italian club, Empoli. He's linked to going there. He can't even get a game for the under-23s. He must be so poor. I mean, when he first came, he looked like a pacey little place. Everyone looks good on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But when we first signed him, he scored a couple of rakers outside the box. But since he's been in the black and white shirt, he never really got his chance. When he has got his chance, he's just looked like fucking lost. Like, he definitely doesn't belong there. He's definitely not good enough at this level, or the fucking reserve level for that matter. So Lazar will surely, finally, ultimately be shipped off the books. Another one you can put in that bracket, who's absolutely pissed the career up the wall, too many triple vodkas, too much fanny, Rolando Aarons. Burst onto the scene a couple of years ago away to Man City in the Cup. Unbelievable. Did his best Maradona impression. Darted through a few players, put it in the bottom corner. Who's this kid? Who have we unearthed here? Straight away linked with big money moves everywhere. Few appearances. Honestly, came in flying. He looked like the next Ben Arthur or something. He came in flying. He was impressing everyone. But it's obviously his attitude. He's one of them, like a lot of young players now, they think they've made it. And they just set up shop, start coming in late to training, start eating Dominoes every night, start spending too much time on Tinder and FIFA than they do in the gym. That's what happens, mate. So he's had failed loan spells to Verona in Italy. He had a stinker in the Czech League where he just came back from. He didn't even get one goal or one assist in the Czech League. That must be the equivalent of League 1 or League 2. And that may well be where he's going. I think Aarons could pop up as one of these kids who's playing for fucking Newport County or something in the FA Cup. And they're like, oh, there's Rolando Aarons, who once scored at the Etihad for Newcastle United back in 2012. Whenever the fuck it was. But he's a goner. He's lost. Career pissed up the wall. See you later, son. He'll be out the door again. Not needed. Another one who can happily, I'll fucking send him out the door. I'll drive him straight to the airport or all the way down to fucking West Brom where he's linked to. Isaac Hayden. Isaac, I don't want to be here. Hayden has said again, like he did in the summer, that he doesn't want to be in Newcastle. Family reasons, whatever. Game time, whatever. Bollocks, mate. He should be giving you all for the shirt. He hasn't done that. He was poor again against Blackburn in the Cup. Tell you he doesn't want to be. Yeah, he's sliding in for tackle, praying for a card so you can go and get an early bath. And he's just... Rafa said, though, that he's not allowed to leave until Key's back from the Asia Cup because of how short he is in midfield options. That just shows how much of a joke the club is. So Hayden's having to wait. He may even pick up an injury and then be fucked so he can't get his move. But hopefully he gets his move because he doesn't want to be here and I don't want him to be here. He's never been good enough in my opinion. He was already in the Championship. That's his level. Squad player, perhaps, but not when he's not given 100% for the club. So, ta-ra, Isaac Hayden. Another one that I would happily say ta-ra to is Kennedy. There's been mooted conversations of his loan agreement being terminated early at Chelsea so he can go back to London because I think he's still there, hasn't he? He hasn't came up to Newcastle since the summer, since fucking Southampton last season, to be honest. In fact, 3-0 win. No, mate. Absolutely nothing. He's just too busy on Instagram, having a really good time, can't be asked to play football, thinks he's made it now. You know, like Aaron's. He's just another level where you kind of get out there. I think Kennedy, as soon as he came in Chelsea, just thought, that'll do me. Because I'm not tattoo, mate. How much? Nah, just shitloads of money, doesn't care, sorted for life. And he's just wasting his time because he's shown he's naturally gifted, but he's just not grafting enough. And it's been said on the training ground that his attitude's been shit. And his attitude on the pitch has been shit now. He just doesn't try hard enough for his team. He looks like he always thinks he's playing FIFA Street because he hasn't got an idea what to do. He doesn't make the right pass, doesn't make the right run. He gets the ball, tries to do a skill, doesn't work out for him, blazes it over the bar. For me, I've had enough of Kennedy. But apparently, just reading there before that, Rafa's not going to pull the plug on the loan yet. He's still going to try and get the best out of him. Probably because there's nobody else he can get in. Because if you get rid of Kennedy, let's think of it FIFA-wise, equivalent to about 76. I think he's 77 on FIFA, a bit generous. Mid-70 player, who else are you going to get in on loan for Newcastle? On our current budget, that's really going to do a better job than Kennedy. No one really. I mean, Rafa will probably try and bring back Townsend, but probably not going to happen. So, Kennedy's another one link, but he'd probably end up staying until the summer, and then 20 million move to Bayern Munich, apparently, on it. Jesus Christ, they must be fucking laughing their heads off. Last but not least, this one might not happen, but apparently if the bid comes in, Ayoze Perez. My little friend, Ayoze Benitez, Rafa's long-lost son. Real Betis, 12 million bid. Apparently. He's got to go back to Spain one day, because that's where he's suited, that's where he thinks he is all the time, because he just fucking takes way too long on the ball. Won the pen on the weekend, but normally he doesn't. He just fucking dillies and dallies for ages, gives the ball away, doesn't shoot, doesn't get that pass away. So frustrating to watch, man. You've seen glimpses of him where you think he could be a good player, but he's been here for years now, and I just don't think he's up to the standard or consistency is Perez's problem. Some games he can look great. Did it last season, some big performances, some big goals. This season came off the bench. We don't know what happened there. That's all we've seen all season, mate. And we're in January now, so it's time to fucking sort your life out. Keeps on getting picked though, no competition for places. Probably why he won't go, because unless, what would be ideal is, you could see a La Liga team come in for Perez, offer about 10 to 14 million, something like that. Happy days, that's what you're worth. Problem is, Rafa probably be hesitant to let him go, because if he had a knew he was going to let Merino, Mitro, and Bemba go, and barely get replacements, yes, we've got Fernandes and Key, but we could have done with those players still there. Merino now, so Hayden wouldn't be getting the game, for example. So will you let Perez go knowing that he most likely will not get a replacement? What would be ideal is you could use the 10 to 15 million sold off Perez to then invest in Miguel Almiron, who's rated 20 odd million. So you'd only be paying 10 million for him realistically. Out and in, lovely replacement. That would be ideal. Probably won't see happening though. The ones off those lists there, you'd see a couple of the keepers going. Lazar and Hayden are going to go on. Kennedy will probably stay, and so will Perez, because there's no one else to bring in, basically, with the funds. Let's hope a takeover happens, and let's hope we do get some investment, but however, was it now January the 8th or the 9th? Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? It's going to be a long, hard lifting season. Hayden's definitely gone, isn't he? So that's a positive end on. Enjoy yourselves.